today.
In a story that excludes emotions, passion, and ultimately comes with what officials say is a $15 billion question, KMVT takes a look at how a problem spanning the West is being answered in your backyard. How is the wild horse population being managed? KMVT's Garrett Hoddle has this special report.
The Bureau of Land Management has referred to this icon of the American West as an existential threat to public lands. Putting you first, we took a trip to the mountains here in Challis to see exactly how an overpopulation of wild horses is affecting your public land. A cool, brisk morning with smells of sagebrush and hints of winter, KMVT joins a group of community members and officials with only one thing in common: the love of the Mustang.
These are great horses.
Heather Teal-Nielsen is a public relations specialist with the Bureau of Land Management. She says the herd management area here is overpopulated with wild horses. In some, this icon of the West is now destroying it.
They get pretty hammered when there's too many horses out here.
While Nielsen's days are spent being a representative of the BLM, this particular assignment hits close to home.
My mom actually adopted a Challis Mustang back in 2009, and he was a horse that my husband trained, and that he's been with our family for a good number of years.
Moments later, the buzzing of a helicopter is met with the thunderous rumble of hooves.
The pilots, I like to refer to the pilots as the border collie in the sky, where they're simply herding the horses toward the trap.
The use of a helicopter is one of the few tools BLM has in solving the problem, but it's a scene that evokes a variety of raw emotions and brings out community members.
We're just with my family. Kids just wanted to come see wild horses gathered.
And those concerned with the horses' well-being, including those who've given their life to the Mustang.
The Wildlife Preserve is about respecting the ground and the people that we are working with.
And it's not only the scene alone that garners opinions of whether it's cruel and unneeded or whether it's necessary and efficient, but because BLM manages multi-uses on public lands, there's different interests between the uses.
There's controversy between wild horses, cattle ranchers, big energy, and that sort of thing.
And BLM often deals with accusations of bias, like they're working in the interest of big cattle.
That just simply isn't the case. Livestock grazing has actually declined on public rangelands 34% since the 70s.
And officials say outside groups have used litigation to limit resources.
BLM has got to increase the tools in our toolbox to manage this, and when we do try to do that, oftentimes litigation comes into play.
But for Challis, officials say the picture is different from the view at a national level.
Idaho overall, the wild horse management has gone pretty well, where we've been able to keep our horses at the appropriate management level.
And various stakeholders have been able to come together in utilizing management tools like fertility control.
We've saved the taxpayers well over $7.5 million. We have here, there's a roundup, it's 2019. It is the first roundup. This is huge. This is the first roundup of the Challis herd since 2012. Because of our collaborative work.
And it's an effort officials say they're proud of.
Thankful to be a part of this program, and I'm thankful to see how we're able to manage our herds, because we don't have the severe overpopulation in Idaho that say Nevada or California does.
So no matter where your opinion falls when it comes to the wild Mustang, the controversy is far from being tamed. From Challis, Garrett Hoddle, KMVT News.
The Bureau of Land Management concluded their operations in Challis today, gathering a total of 295 wild horses. Now, some of those horses have been permanently removed from the area and will be made available for adoption at the Bruno Off-Range facility. And another portion of the 295 will be sent back to the range, with the mares only being sent back after receiving fertility treatments.